You know that feeling when your day finally slows down and you just want to relax, unplug, and feel good? That's where Mood.com comes in. They're changing the game, delivering legal THC products right to your door, no shady dealers, and absolutely no medical card required, just good vibes and better sleep, shipped straight from their farm to your couch. From delicious THC gummies, smooth vape pens, to premium THC flower, Mood has it all. And everything's federally legal under the 2018 Farm Bill. Yeah, this isn't some loophole. It's the real deal. Head to Mood.com and use code FIRST20 for 20% off your first order. That's MOOD.com. Find your mood.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, what's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast presented by Manly Bands. Josh All alone, your host today, bringing you all the news and notes from the first 2 days of Browns training camp here in 2025. It's been a doozy so far. Pierre Strong is your RB1. Shedeur Sanders is throwing passes to equipment managers, and the Browns' green dot leader on defense just retired. Football is back, baby, in Cleveland. Here we go. Training camp is underway. I promise I'm going to have some positive things to talk about here today, but there's just a lot of stuff already within the first 2 days. And yes, I get it. I hear it out there, everybody. I know it's only been 2 days. I get that. But this is training camp. This is the time we are getting ready for the season now. This is spring practices are over. OTA's minicamp, the installation phase that the Browns like to call it, that crap is over with. Now we're getting ready for the season. So everything is more intense, more amplified now when the Browns are at practice. So I'm going to dive into all these news and notes. We'll talk about the recent breaking news from this morning and just kind of go through everything here. Like I said on the last episode, me and Justin will be at training camp tomorrow on Saturday. So if you're going to be at training camp tomorrow, and you see us or you're looking for us and you find us, just say hi. You just come on up and talk to us. We love seeing you guys and hearing from you every time we're up there. So again, tomorrow at training camp, Justin and I will be there. We'll be taking it all in, getting our own eyes on this quarterback competition, which so far through 2 days does not sound overly exciting, and the rest of the team. So I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Happy Friday, everybody out there. And I hope you had a good week and you're ready for the weekend and all that fun stuff. It's summer. It's still July. Like, there's good things going on here. We don't need to be getting too depressed over the Cleveland Browns and the state of the team. But I might try to do my best here to get you down. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Before I dive into all this stuff, remember, do the usual. YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell. Audio listeners, give us a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on. We appreciate you guys. And go join thedogs.com if you want to play fantasy football. We've got leagues filling up. I'm starting to divvy everything up. It looks like last year we had 5 fantasy football leagues. This year, it currently looks like we're going to have 7 or 8 filled up, but there's still room to get in. So go to jointhedogs.com, sign up for the Patreon, become an official Dog Pack member, get into the private Discord, chat with the dogs or the Dog Pack members 24/7. I mean, just like all the breaking Jordan Hicks news this morning, that was covered in there probably before you ever saw it on Twitter. Everybody in there is just talking about it and breaking things down already. It's a fantastic place to be, and you get to play fantasy football with us. So there are still spots left in the leagues. Get your name on the registration post for the fantasy leagues today. Don't wait. JoinTheDogs.com. It's $5 a month. You're basically donating a cup of coffee every month to the podcast. You don't even notice it's gone, but it helps us out a ton. JoinTheDogs.com. Okay, like I said in the open, it's only been 2 days of training camp so far. The Browns kicked everything off on Wednesday, and they practiced Wednesday and Thursday. And so far, from all the reports and the way, the beat reporters have said practices have been going, the first practice open to the public, I believe, is today. And then, like I said, we'll be up there tomorrow, obviously. But I've been saying for a couple months now, that this whole 4 quarterback rotation thing in training camp just was not going to work very well for any of the quarterbacks. And based on the reports I'm reading, I mean, maybe I'm getting a little confirmation bias in there, but I feel a little vindicated on that take because maybe you've seen the clip going around. I joked about it when I opened the show, but in all seriousness, Shedeur Sanders, some of the reps that he's been taking, Cam Justice puts out her compilation videos. Some of these reps for Shedeur Sanders, he's not even throwing to players. He's not even throwing to guys on the team. He's throwing to, ball boys and equipment managers and people like just in hats and shorts that are just out there. And there aren't enough guys to go around. There aren't enough players to facilitate a 4 quarterback rotation. Yes, a lot of times in training camp, teams will have 4 quarterbacks, but not 4 serious contending quarterbacks. You never have a quarterback competition between 4 guys. There's never a 4-way battle for this spot. If you've got a 4th guy in camp, it's a camp arm. It's a guy that's there just to take reps whenever the other guys can't, or just to go help out maybe like a tight end drill or a wide receiver drill while the quarterbacks are practicing. You don't actually have 4 quarterbacks competing for the starting spot. And I would argue that the Browns do not have 4 quarterbacks competing for the starting spot. They have 3. And we'll go through that. But the 3 guys competing for the starting spot right now, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. Those are the 3 guys legitimately competing for the starting spot. Shedeur Sanders is not. I want to make that very, very clear. And we'll take it all in tomorrow when we're at camp. We'll let you know our assessment. Maybe things are going to change. Maybe they'll shift the rotation with these quarterbacks. I don't believe so, because they're following the same trend, the same pattern that they used all throughout. I mean, going back to rookie minicamp, Dillon Gabriel was the guy, and then it was Shedeur. OTAs and minicamp, Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, and then it was Shedeur. That never changed. They never came off of that group. I mean, whether it was Flacco then Pickett or Pickett then Flacco, whatever, it didn't matter. Shedeur was always last, and he still is. So if you're big Shedeur Sanders fans out there and you really want to see what he can do, this, touted first-round talent and everything, you're probably not going to get much of an opportunity to see it. And despite everything I just said about the Browns not being able to really adequately facilitate a 4-man quarterback competition, Andrew Baird repeated once again yesterday that there is a scenario in which the Browns could keep all 4 healthy quarterbacks on the roster heading into the season. So, day 1, these are some notes from guys like Zach Jackson and Daniel Oefusey and Cam Justice, Mary Kay, all the people that are at practice. Because again, there's no fans at these practices yet. We're not allowed to go to these practices for whatever reason. We're not considered media. It's your legacy media people, your beat reporters that you have to rely on for all this information. So pulling the data or the information, the notes from them. Day 1, Kenny Pickett actually went first in the 11-on-11 team drill. So Kenny Pickett, first quarterback up. Dillon Gabriel was the second, ran with the second team, and then Shedeur Sanders ran with the third team. Joe Flacco took no team 11-on-11 reps on day 1. Then on day 2, Joe Flacco went first with the first team. Kenny Pickett came in second with the second team. Dillon Gabriel came in third with the third team. And this time it was no reps for Shedeur Sanders. You know why? Because there aren't 4 strings at practice. They're not running all 4 quarterbacks in these team drills. They're only running 3. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the odd man out in a lot of these instances. So, day 2, yesterday on Thursday, no touchdowns thrown. If you go and you look at ESPN Cleveland's stat tracker for the quarterbacks, yes, I get it. There's no contacts with the stat trackers. We've made fun of them before and everything too. But you got to put a little credence to them just slightly, because it's giving you an idea of, and I think the first day Shedeur was like 3 of 7 or something. I should pull them up and look and see what they are. Wasn't very good. And then I saw a report that said, well, like 3 or 4 of his passes that he threw were actually like dropped. So, I mean, of course, he's throwing to guys who aren't even going to be on NFL practice squads here in a month or so. Of course, they're not going to be very good receivers that he's getting to work with. So there is a lot of contacts missing from the stat trackers. But if you look at them, and I just pulled it up to double check to make sure I was right about this, through the first 2 days of camp, 1 touchdown pass. That's it. 1 touchdown pass. It was from Dillon Gabriel. Other than that, this offense, these quarterbacks are not really lighting it up, which I guess to be fair, what are we expecting? You got 40-year-old Joe Flacco. You've got, I hate to make too much fun of him, but baby hands Kenny Pickett. And then you've got, Dylan Gabriel, who's a rookie, and Shedeur Sanders, who's throwing to equipment managers. We're not going to be getting a whole lot of touchdowns here in these training camp sessions.
What if everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? We chase careers, approval, more stuff, hoping it'll finally make us feel fulfilled, but it never sticks. What if happiness isn't out there, but already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? Discover the book, The Happiness Experiment. Every person has a unique happiness type, and when you understand yours, everything shifts. You'll stop chasing and start creating joy on your own terms. Discover your happiness type with a free happiness type assessment. Go to myhappinnesstype.com. That's myhappinnesstype.com. It takes just a minute and it might change your life. Then grab your copy of The Happiness Experiment at Books A Million. This isn't just a book, it's a practical framework, a journey inward. It's a tool to help you reconnect with the happiness that's been waiting inside you all along. Pick up The Happiness Experiment and start your happiness experiment today.
You know that feeling when your day finally slows down and you just want to relax, unplug, and feel good? That's where Mood.com comes in. They're changing the game, delivering legal THC products right to your door, no shady dealers, and absolutely no medical card required, just good vibes and better sleep, shipped straight from their farm to your couch. From delicious THC gummies, smooth vape pens, to premium THC flower, Mood has it all. And everything's federally legal under the 2018 Farm Bill. Yeah, this isn't some loophole. It's the real deal. Head to Mood.com and use code FIRST20 for 20% off your first order. That's MOOD.com. Find your mood.
This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, head over to manlybands.com/dogs right now to get 30% off site-wide for the Founder's favorite sale. The founder, John, it's his birthday, and they want to celebrate the manliest way possible by putting his favorite rings on sale. And why? Well, I guess apparently nothing says happy birthday to John like giving a discount to you. Plus, use code CAMP25, CAMP25 to get an extra $25 off your order. So check out all the manly rings and things that manlybands.com has to offer. They've got chains, they've got groomsmen gifts, they've got barware, they've got all kinds of stuff along with the manliest wedding bands you're ever going to find. Awesome stuff. Awesome materials, awesome designs. You've heard me talk about it forever, but if you haven't actually gone and checked it out, now is the time to do it. 30% off site-wide for the Founders Favorites sale at manlybands.com/dogs and use promo code CAMP25 for an extra $25 off your order. So on day 2, Thursday, here's a breakdown of the 11-on-11 sessions in which it went Flacco first team, Pickett second team, Gabriel third team. So Joe Flacco runs the first team offense. First play, short pass to Pierre Strong in the flat. Second play, incomplete pass, got pressure from Myles Garrett. And then it was a handoff to Pierre Strong, incomplete overthrow to Jamari Thrash, and then a handoff to Dylan Sampson. Next up, Kenny Pickett ran with the second string, a handoff to Pierre Strong, a mishandled snap, play action boot to Cade McDonald. That is your second string wide receiver. Cade McDonald. Anyway, UDFA won't even make the practice squad. I digress. Fourth play. Gets pressure, hits DeAndre Carter in the flat, and then a handoff to, I think it's Adonai Marshall? We have no running backs right now at camp. I'll get to that here in a minute, but this is your second string. And then Gabriel with they say the seconds and thirds because you got to start mixing them in. You don't even know who's who anymore. Short pass to Luke Floria, then a handoff to Marshall, and then a play action to Canella. Okay, so that's the CFL tight end we signed. And then it says in parentheses, this play had edge pressure that could have been a sack. Again, there's no contact. You can't sack the quarterback in practice anyway, so this one probably would have been a sack. So Gabriel's session was not very good. And again, he only got 3 plays. This is why the four quarterback taking reps thing does not work, because you got your, if this is the way it works out, you got your first string quarterback, Joe Flacco, ran 5 plays in team drills. 5. That's not enough to get a guy ready. Kenny Pickett ran 5. Dillon Gabriel ran 3. Wow, that's just incredible. And again, no snaps for Shedeur Sanders in the team 11-on-11 session on day 2. Now, Zach Jackson said the team did do a quick red zone 11-on-11 session where Pickett ran 5 plays, then Gabriel came in and ran 4 plays, and then Sanders did come in and get 4 plays. So in the red zone session, Kenny Pickett with the first string had a short pass to Jerry Jeudy in the flat, had a handoff to Pierre Strong, had a short pass to Jerry Jeudy, and then Mason Graham forced a fumble on Marshall Carey, which I should look up his first name, but again, probably not even going to make the practice squad, so it doesn't really even matter. And then he threw an incomplete pass to Cedric Tillman in the end zone after pressure, and then Chigozie Anuzium was in coverage. Okay, Dillon Gabriel comes in then with the second string. Deontay Johnson, surprise, drops a pass in the end zone on an outbreaker, and then there was a play fake pass to Jamari Thrash on a crosser, and then an incomplete overthrow to Brennan Bates, and then a handoff to Marshall. And then Sanders came in at the tail end of this with the third string, had an aborted play on a low snap, so first play was a bad snap. Second play was flushed to the left by offsides defender, so again, 2 plays that don't even count. And then the third play was a coverage sack, and the fourth play was a handoff to Sampson. So no throws in this 11-on-11 team red zone drill for Shedeur Sanders. The dude's not getting, if anybody out, like if you were still holding on to, they're going to give this, Shedeur Sanders is going to take over in training camp. They're going to give him, an opportunity to show what he can do. They're not going to, unless, like I said, unless things change drastically in the way they structure their rotation here throughout the next, week or so. The only time Shedeur Sanders is going to get any opportunity to show what he can do is going to be during preseason games. And even then, it's preseason games. And he'll be the second guy in after Dillon Gabriel as far as the rookies go. He'll be going up against third stringers, playing with our third stringers. We need to temper our expectations big time for Shedeur Sanders. Matt Wilson on Dogs by Nature said that Dillon Gabriel had an impressive first day of camp, said the rookie is practicing like a second or third year guy. So again, this quarterback competition is between 3 guys for the starting position. It's Joe Flacco, it's Kenny Pickett, and it's Dillon Gabriel. It is not Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders was a complete afterthought for the Browns in the draft. They passed on him 6 times. They took Dillon Gabriel in the third, identified Gabriel as the guy they wanted to bring into their offensive system and develop. Shedeur Sanders just happened to be there in the 5th round. The Browns were perfectly fine with any other team taking him. It just got to a point where the value was too good for them to pass up, and their analytics said, you better just go ahead and get this guy. He's a quarterback. He's got first-round pedigree, blah, blah, blah. So they drafted him. But make no mistake, Shedeur Sanders is the last guy on the quarterback depth chart for the Browns. That's not me saying that's how I feel like it should be. That's not me saying I think they're doing the right thing or the wrong. I'm just saying you need to understand Shedeur Sanders is not a priority for the Browns right now in training camp. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the week 1 starter, how this quarterback depth chart is going to shake out, and that competition, like I have said multiple times here, is between Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. There aren't enough receivers. There aren't enough players. There isn't enough time to run a 4 quarterback rotation evenly or even remotely equally during training camp. Shedeur Sanders is throwing to equipment managers and things like that. It is not going to happen. Like I said, outside of a just absolutely spectacular, mind-blowing, cannot deny what he's doing on the field type of preseason from Shedeur Sanders, he will enter the season as the QB3. If they keep all 4 quarterbacks, he will be the QB4. Unless something just crazy happens during training camp or they trade one of Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, I don't see how this quarterback rotation depth chart changes during the rest of the summer. Now, we saw, of course, we mentioned last time Will Levis in Tennessee, done for the season, so the Titans could be looking for a backup option behind Cam Ward, their rookie. And then just the other day, Justin Fields was carted off the practice field with a dislocated toe, I believe. I don't think he's expected to miss a lot of time. But the depth behind him is Tyrod Taylor. And again, we're seeing now training camp has started. Quarterbacks are going to get hurt. Players are going to get hurt. It's just what happens. There will be some market at some point, and there probably already is, for a veteran presence on a depth chart like a Joe Flacco or a Kenny Pickett. So there is still the possibility one of these guys gets traded. But as of right now, the 4-quarterback thing in Cleveland, this is the way it's going. Okay, so and I wanted to address anyone out there who still thinks that Kenny Pickett could have this like Sam Darnold-like year. Did you guys watch the Minnesota Vikings last year in 2024? They had an amazing offense. They had amazing wide receivers. They had a great run game. And unless something crazy happens for the Browns, we don't have any of those things. This offense looks like it's going to be pretty bad. Once again, if the Vikings passing attack with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson, let's say they're the varsity guys. The Browns would be lucky to roll out maybe even an 8th grade unit. I mean, you've got Jerry Jeudy, 5th-year breakout, done it once. Cedric Tillman missed 6 games with the concussions, had 3 good games in 2 seasons. And after that, nobody knows. We have no run game. Like I said, Pierre Strong is the RB1 right now in training camp. Anybody who thinks that Kenny Pickett can have this Sam Darnold-like year, Kenny Pickett, whose single-season career high touchdowns is 7. You think he's going to have a Sam Darnold 40-plus touchdown, 4,000-yard season with this offense? It's not going to happen. Jake Burns from Browns Film Breakdown posted this on X, and I could not agree with it more. He said, I haven't seen a good NFL offense since a few fun weeks in December of 2023. He's talking about the Browns specifically. I haven't seen a good Browns offense since December of 2023. Come to think of it, there were a few weeks in late September and early October of 2022, but that's it. Like 10 total weeks in the last 4 football seasons. We've been in hell. And a lot of stuff that I've already said, I know it's been negative. And I told you, I warned you up front, it was going to be negative. Jake's got a solid point here. Ever since we made the trade for Deshaun Watson, the Browns offense has been no good. It's been no good. And it's, we get accused a lot of times on the show of, being Kevin Stefanski, lovers, and we never criticize the guy and all this kind of stuff, which if you watch and listen, that's just not true. There's a solid criticism to be made of Kevin Stefanski here. He is an offensive-minded head coach who has led an offense over the last 4 seasons that has been not great in any regard. And I don't want to get too overblown from, just 2 days of camp. We got a long way to go. But gosh, it just doesn't feel like this offense has a whole lot of optimism heading into the season. And here's why. There's some other notes here that I want to make. Michael Woods, the wide receiver, sidelined yet again. He was sidelined with I think he had the undisclosed injury during OTAs and minicamp. Not practicing yet again. Don't know if it's another injury or what's going on, but the Browns don't have Michael Woods now, which, again, I'm sitting here talking about a 6th-round receiver from like 4 years ago who's done essentially nothing in the NFL to this point. And this is a guy that is worth noting because of how freaking thin our wide receiver core is. Kevin Stefanski, this goes to all the Pierre Strong stuff. He said that Jerome Ford is the team's RB1 with Quinshon Judkins out. But here's the kicker. Jerome Ford has a minor injury and hasn't been practicing yet. He's not on the field. The RB1 in all these team drills. So when we're talking, oh man, this guy's getting first team reps or this guy's not. The first team is Pierre freaking Strong. I just can't. I can't do another season with Jerome Ford as RB1. And it's laughable that the only guy we have as RB1 right now is Pierre Strong. Like, You mean you can't? I mean, I understand the whole like make the rookie prove it and earn it type thing with Dylan Sampson, but dude, just give him the spot over. Just hand him the spot over Pierre Strong, for God's sake. I mean, come on. I can understand, okay, Jerome Ford's been the lead back for 2 seasons. He's the vet, the fourth-year guy, blah, 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 whatever. Make him earn it over him. Don't make him earn the spot over Pierre freaking Strong. Okay, I'm getting way too worked up here on a Friday morning. I swear, I'm going to go jump in the pool later this afternoon. I'm going to just chill it all out. Chill it all out, baby. But, oh, good. The next thing on my list, on a positive note, we're back. All reports are high on DeJuan Jones. This is very good news. DeJuan Jones, by all reports, noticeably leaner, way more fit than he's ever been before in his career, seems to really be grinding, working hard, and there are very good vibes right now for DeJuan Jones as the Browns left tackle. From what I've seen, from what I've read, from what has been reported, the work ethic for DeJuan Jones right now could not be more opposite of what we got from Jed Wills the last few years. Like, this is a guy, even though he's been on record saying he doesn't really prefer to play left tackle, he's still hungry, driven, and motivated to at least be a good player and excel at the position where he's being placed. So I'm excited to see what DeJuan Jones can do at left tackle. You guys know me personally. I think that he can be a very good left tackle as long as he stays healthy. Health has been the only thing really holding him back. Yes, the weight was not ideal last year, but he was still good. He was still a serviceable tackle at the NFL level, even being out of shape and overweight. So this is just really all good news. He looks trim, lean, fit. He looks healthy. That's the important thing right now going into the season. So, of course, Andrew Berry, in his press conference, he was asked about Quinshon Judkins and that whole situation, and if there's an outcome where the team actually doesn't ever sign their second-round pick. And in response, I mean, I'm sure you guys watched it and saw way more than I even could bear on social media, but he gave his typical Ivy League word salad. He said, the way I would say it is, I have learned in many of these off-field situations not to go too far into the future. We'll deal with the day-to-day. You end up using a lot of mental energy in terms of hypotheticals and things of that nature, and rather than that, we will focus on getting the information and then making the right decisions. Okay, so they're still collecting information on the Quinshon Judkins domestic violence arrest. Kevin Stefanski said that the Browns take domestic violence stuff very seriously, but again, I still think it's worth noting that last year, not even a full year ago, Mike Hall was on the practice field the day after his arrest for domestic violence. So I really do think the difference here is the fact that Judkins just hasn't been signed yet. David Njoku missed the first day of training camp. Do not fear, it was not injury related, but it was sad. His father passed away, so he was with his family. Thoughts and prayers to the Chief and his family. But David did come back yesterday for day 2. I'm going to save this next note for the end because it broke this morning. All right, so Deontay Johnson limped off the field on Wednesday, but didn't seem to be too serious. He was on the field again, I think, later that day, and then he practiced yesterday on Thursday. Rookies Mason Graham and Carson Schweschinger have been running with the first-team defense. Isaiah McGuire was the first defensive end to take reps opposite of Myles Garrett, and Andrew Berry would not rule out activating Deshaun Watson off the PUP list at some point this season. So that could make things interesting down the road. That's something that Justin here has brought up several times. What do the Browns do even if we just only keep 3, but say we keep all 4 of these quarterbacks going into the season, and then at some point we activate Deshaun? We're not keeping 5 quarterbacks on the active roster. You can't. It's impossible. This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer, and the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough. Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification. Okay, it's going to be a fun year, guys. It's going to be a fun year, and it's going to be even better because now, announced this morning on Instagram, I believe, Browns leader on defense, the green dot, the play caller, the orchestrator of the defense, linebacker Jordan Hicks, has announced his retirement from the NFL. Jordan Hicks was not at practice the first 2 days, listed out for a personal reason. It was just kind of assumed, I think, but definitely by me and by all the beat reporters and everything, that, okay, he's dealing with something, whatever. You know, this happens a lot of times every year with different guys, whatever. So he'll be back. And then there, speculation, well, Carson Schlesinger running with the first team. He'll probably get bumped back when Hicks gets back. Hicks is not coming back. Jordan Hicks has announced his retirement from the NFL, will not be playing anymore. So that means the top 2 linebackers that the Browns had in 2024, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, is not here because he is out all season with an injury. And now Jordan Hicks has retired. So that leaves the Browns even more thin at linebacker than what we had originally anticipated. Carson Schlesinger will 100% be a starter Week 1, kicking off his career. He will not be rotating in. He will be a do-it-all guy for the Browns on defense. Obviously, you've got Devin Bush, but he's got domestic violence stuff going on too, so who the hell knows what's up with him. Thank God we signed Jerome Baker. If you guys watched my positional breakdown episodes a few weeks ago, Jerome Baker, pumped to have him, and now it's like, okay, very good thing we got him because we don't have Jordan Hicks. Mohamed Diabate has been impressing during OTAs and minicamp. I think there'll be another strong season for him. Then you've got guys like Winston Reed in there as well. So it's all good, right? It's all good in Cleveland. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There's so much going on social media with this team. I didn't even mention you see the video, like the Kenny Pickett interception to Grant Delpit. Just a really, really bad throw. And I understand, I get it. We don't know if that's in that drill, if they were working on specific route concepts and they were like, throw that route concept no matter what. And he did, and it got picked. I don't know. I don't know how these things go. I just know what I see with my eyes and what I read from the beat reporters. So just to reiterate, expectations, temper them for Shedeur Sanders. He is not legitimately competing for the QB1 spot in any way, shape, or form. I do think that there's a realistic possibility that one of Gabriel or Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco gets traded here during training camp. Joe Flacco had some comments the other day that made it, and again, maybe it's just the way I interpreted it because this is the lens I'm seeing it through. But his comments really made me feel like he's anticipating the possibility of getting traded. Actually, let me pull it up real quick because I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of trouble just finding the full quote, but essentially he said it's one of those, as far as the quarterback competition, one of those things I don't really have any control over. They ask him, is there a timeline that you think would be ideal for Kevin Stefanski to make a decision? He says something like within the next week or two would be ideal so that person can start getting actual practice reps toward preparation for the season, which is what I've been talking about since the beginning of this episode and for the last couple months. Like, it's time to get ready for the freaking season. We got football games to play. I don't want to watch ass trash defense or offense yet again this season, even though I'm afraid we're going to. We need a quarterback who's ready to go. We cannot go into the season with the mindset of, well, we got all these guys ready and we'll just kind of mix and match them as we go. That's a recipe for disaster. So there's so much speculation right now, but I agree with a lot of the stuff I'm seeing. It's either going to be, I don't think they keep both veterans. I really don't. I think it's either going to be Flacco or Pickett, likely as your week 1 starter. But I still can't put it past this team to give Dillon Gabriel a legitimate shot at winning the QB1 job. Again, Shedeur Sanders is off the table. I think that Dillon Gabriel does have an opportunity. They clearly love him. They wanted him. They made sure they got him. They invested a lot of time and resources and energy into, evaluating him and all that kind of stuff. They used a way higher pick than most people expected to get him. I mean, it could come down to the point where they trade Joe Flacco because he's 40 years old. There's zero future there. So they trade Joe Flacco to a team that needs a backup quarterback, or maybe they need a starter because, something really, really bad happened during camp or preseason, whatever the case may be. And then your QB1 competition, the rest of Tramp, is basically between Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel. And between those two, I am sorry, Angel, on Bearded Brown Show, I would seriously think Dillon Gabriel could win that job over Kenny Pickett. You guys all out there know that. I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan. I am not a believer in any way, shape, or form. Could I be totally wrong? Could he prove me wrong? Absolutely, yes. And would I be the first person to say I was wrong? You better believe it. But I don't think that's going to happen. Either way, it's going to be an interesting next, week and a half of preseason practices until training camp practices until our first preseason game. So again, all these practices starting today until the end of next Saturday or the Tuesday following? I can't remember when. They're open to the public. You guys can go if you got tickets. If you didn't get tickets, you ain't going unless you know somebody who's got tickets and you can get them from them. They sold out like that. I'm surprised we even got them. So we'll be up there tomorrow. And then after this stretch of training camp practices, the Browns are on the road in Carolina for joint practices and then that preseason game. And then they're going to be on the road in Philadelphia for joint practices and that preseason game. So this is it. If you want eyes like in Berea on this team, it's going to have to happen here in the next week and a half. After that, this team is gone. And they do when they come back, the next time they're actually practicing in Berea, they're going to be prepping for the final preseason game at home against the Rams. And we will know, or at least should know at that point already, who the week 1 starter is going to be. And I did just see this pop up. The Cleveland Browns announced they've signed wide receiver Winston Wright looks like he was from West Virginia. So it just cracks me up. I wonder if that was in response to everybody online criticizing them for having Shedeur throwing to a ball boy. So they're like, shit, guys, we better get another receiver in here quick. Oh, man. It's Friday. Just got to laugh and goof around a little bit. But stay tuned. We will be back on... Me and Justin, at least, would like to get something to you guys on Sunday, Monday at the absolute latest from our takeaways at training camp tomorrow. I don't think we'll be able to do anything after training camp because there's a lot of travel and stuff. We're going to be busy the rest of the day afterward. But hopefully Sunday, we could get something out to you guys with our takeaways from camp and what we saw and all that kind of stuff. Again, it's been just 2 days. Some of this stuff I talked about in here is maybe a little overreaction. Maybe. I hope so. I hope we're not going to be as bad as it feels like we're going to be after 2 days of camp. And I know that's a very small sample size, but again, I followed this team for a while. The offense just has not been good. We've talked about how thin the wide receiver depth is. We don't have any starting running backs right now available. We got 4 quarterbacks, at least so we think. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. But stay tuned. We'll be covering it all. Appreciate you guys being with us and everything. Again, if you guys want to go play fantasy football with us, because that'll at least be fun no matter what. Even if you're losing, we have a ton of fun. We have a ton of fun in the fantasy leagues. It's a really good time. So head to jointhedogs.com. Don't wait, because like I said, we are getting to the point now. It's almost August. We've got leagues already filling up. And we're gonna be getting to the point in the next week or so where we're gonna say, okay, we've got 5 spots left, first come, first serve. We are getting close to that point. So if you want to play fantasy, if you get in now, you're guaranteed a spot. You don't have to worry like, well, I wonder if I can still get in. No, if you sign up now, like today or tomorrow, and you put your name on the registration list, you are in, locked, guaranteed. Don't even need to worry about it. So that's all good. JoinTheDogs.com. Thanks again, guys. Go out, enjoy the weekend. Follow the news at your own peril for the Browns at training camp, but definitely check out what we have to say after tomorrow's session. We will let you guys know in the next one. Until I see you guys, let's go Brownies.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, it's summertime. Time to get outside and take advantage of the beautiful weather and play some backyard games. Head over to badensports.com, BADEN sports.com/dogs, and check out all their summertime gear. And for 10% off your entire order, just use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out. Now, if you guys love pickleball, Baden Sports has all the gear you need, including a variety of paddles, balls, and complete pickleball sets with a pack and go carry case so you can play in the backyard or take it on vacation to play with the entire family. Baden Sports also has volleyball and badminton sets, croquet, horseshoes, bocce, and even Vikings chess. And no summer break is complete without some good old-fashioned wiffle ball. Plus, Baden has all kinds of different basketballs with special outer layers that are designed specifically for whatever surface you'll be playing on. So don't waste 1 second this summer. Head to badensports.com/dogs to get the backyard outdoor gaming gear that your family needs and get 10% off your entire order with promo code DOGS, DAWGS, when you check out. That's badensports.com/dogs.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.